Pending peace negotiations, tensions between warring parties and the AU leadership transition were among the issues topping the agenda today. Calls for peace and reconciliation and a better Africa took center stage, with leaders involved in the conflicts pushed to stop the bloodshed and bring peace to the region.
The continent is suffering from the excesses and fragmentations reflected in proximity conflicts. Barely veiled support from external powers from the warring parties on the continent, the expansion of terrorism and violent extremism, the continuation of the devastating war in the Sudan, in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, the divisions of Libya, whose reconciliation charter was signed and adopted yesterday, and I would like to congratulate you, President Sassou Nguesso. Tensions of all kinds in the Sahel, in the Lake Chad Basin, in the Gulf of Guinea, in Mozambique, in the Horn of Africa and the Great Lakes region are another part of the unsmoldering string of African crises. The flow of political, economic, environmental refugees and other internally displaced persons is exacerbating the already fragile security, food and health situation in many member states.
South Africa's G20 chairmanship could not come at a better time. Let me point to 4 areas for action. First, we must push for peace, security and alleviating appalling levels of human suffering. Sudan is being torn apart before our eyes and is now home to the world's largest displacement crisis and famine. As we near the holy months of Ramadan, it is time for an immediate cessation of hostilities. And the international community must come together to stop the flow of weapons and the bankrolling of bloodshed. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the Congolese people have been suffering yet again from a brutal cycle of violence. And the fighting that is raging in South Kivu as a result of the continuation of the M23 offensive threatens to push the entire region over the precipice. Regional escalation must be avoided at all costs. There is no military solution. The deadlock must end, the dialogue must begin, and the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the DRC must be respected.
Angola's President Joao Lourenço took over the AU chairperson from Mohamed Sheikh Al Ghazouani from Mauritania.
The summit is also pushing for Africa's growing role in global governance, with a report of reforming the UN Security Council expected from the Committee of 10. Climate change, development financing and social justice has been on the spotlight in this summit that's closing its curtain early on Sunday.
The leaders also assessed the bloc's role in the G20 forum after it was made a permanent member 2 years ago. Formal acknowledgement of past wrongs, policy reforms and financial compensation from colonial powers was also part of the agenda. Nick Mudimba, CGTN, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.